Hello, Pisces, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of it. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story. So looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and kind of this higher level, unbiased truth in the middle. I've already pulled the overall oracle cards for each side of the connection, but we will be diving into a different tarot deck. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. And the last thing is that these energies can absolutely be swapped. So if you could very well end up resonating more with the energy to my right than to my left, or if you're a cross watcher, then vice versa. That's totally fine and totally normal. Remember, these are general readings. They will not resonate fully for everyone. The point is to take what resonates and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Pisces. On your side of this connection, you have shadow with soulmate. So you very much do view this person as a soulmate to you. Now remember that soulmates aren't just romantic. You know, you can have friends that are soulmates. Just to me, the soulmate card in general isn't, it really just alludes to those strong connections that you have in your life that you feel a pull to. So you definitely have that with this person. The shadow card here, this person brings out your shadow. They poke at it. They poke at that unhealed version of you, and they're supposed to, because that is kind of, it feels like, I know that we're only looking at your side of this connection so far, but that kind of feels like that's what the purpose of this is for you to dive deep into the shadow side of you. So this connection definitely pokes at you in a lot of ways, and I feel like it's probably pretty challenging for you in a lot of ways. Now, this person has protection with new moon. This was kind of an interesting energy. It feels like this person's kind of in a new moon phase in their life. You know, a full moon is kind of more for releasing, getting ready for the new moon, which is, when you kind of new beginnings and, attracting new things into your life. And so it feels like this person is kind of going through a transition phase in their life, kind of from releasing the old to, opening up to the new. And I feel like with this protection card, it almost feels like they're kind of in an energy of really protecting themselves. Now, I don't necessarily know if that means from you or just from like people around them. Like, it just feels like this person's kind of on the defense right now, in some way, shape, or form. Now, I do feel like it's towards you. I don't necessarily know if they feel like they need to protect themselves from you because they struggle with vulnerability or what the case is. But what I can see here, and I thought this was kind of interesting when I did the overall shuffle, is, this person kind of has this lighter orange card, and then you're kind of dealing with, it looks red in the image, but it is just kind of a dark orange here. I'm trying to see if there's something that's red. Like the back of these cards are red. You can see the difference there. Yeah, that looks really orange when you put that there. But it almost feels like you're bearing most of the burden of this connection. Like, it's falling on you. Things are heavier for you than they are for this person and this connection. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't care about you. It just kind of feels like, for whatever reason, you're having to bear the weight of, I don't know. I don't know if it's something like this person is going through a lot. Like, maybe they're dealing with family issues or deaths or something, and you're having to kind of pick up the slack in the connection. Or they're going through a transformation phase, you're kind of not, so you're able to, I don't know. We'll see when we pull more in tarot. But in between this connection, you have air with time. Right now, this air card to me is speaking of space. And it feels like this connection really needs space in order to grow and evolve in the way that it needs to. And I don't necessarily know if that's, this connection's in separation because both people need their space, or if you even live together, but you're just kind of needing to, find some space. It just feels like there's need for on both sides. There's this need for a little bit of a breather, because I feel, especially Pisces, on your side of this, this is a heavy connection for you, and I feel like it's taking a lot out of you mentally and emotionally. But let's see what's actually going on here. Let's get the specifics. This is Pisces side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Ooh, this is Pisces side of this connection, please. One more. This is Pisces side of this connection. There we go. This is Pisces side of the connection. Shadow with soulmate. See, that's what I was feeling. 7 of Wands in reverse. It kind of, I mean, this is my card for lacking boundaries. Now, I don't know if it's like, because there you are as the Queen of Cups. Whether you're male or female, we all have divine feminine and masculine energies within us. But it just feels like it's almost like you're taking on this person's burdens. Now, that can look like maybe they're not picking up their slack around the house, or I mean, it can be something as small as that to like large emotional burdens, like they aren't, haven't done the inner work and aren't in a position to healthily give and receive love, and that just kind of falls on you in a way, because that obviously is going to affect whoever is in a loving relationship with someone, right, who can't healthily give and receive love. But either way, I feel like this connection is kind of draining you right now. It hasn't always been like this, though. Let's get Pisces side of this connection. And remember, these connections don't just have to be romantic. This can be friends, family members, coworkers, bosses. Okay, you have a lot of love for this person. I mean, here's the Two of Cups. You do really love and care about this person, but even here, I'm still kind of seeing that light, dark kind of aspect. And I feel like it's, it's interesting because it almost feels like, I mean, when you talk about light and dark, and there's always that in any relationship, right? There's always good and there's always bad. And as long as the good outweighs the bad, you probably are in a pretty good situation, right? I feel like right now, this connection is just going through a pretty intense rough patch. I don't necessarily know what that means for the future. I know I'm a tarot reader, but that's not really what I'm trying to do here, is like, I just want to help you through what you're dealing with right now. And so there's this, this hangman and this Two of Cups. It kind of just feels like there's this need to make sure that you are creating a balance in this connection where both people feel like they have the space that they need to feel what they need to feel, express what they need to, um, be who they need to be, even. Like, I don't know. It just feels like for some reason, this person is putting a lot on you, and it just feels like it's taking a toll on you. Pisces side of the connection to this person. But you do have a lot of love here. I just feel like you struggle a little bit with boundaries. I mean, we all do, right? Pisces side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. The Lovers. I mean, yeah, you do very much view this as like a soulmate type energy. And maybe that's why you're willing to kind of go through the not so good times with this person and carry them whenever they can't seem to really carry themselves. Because I just feel like overall this person's kind of in a transition phase, and maybe they're stressed out and taking that out on you, or maybe they don't know how to appropriately process their emotions, and so that kind of leaves you guys in a weird position. Either way, it feels like you're waiting for some sort of like a new beginning, like not necessarily, I mean, if you're in separation, maybe things coming back together, or like, because it feels, I don't necessarily know if this connection's in like separation, but there's definitely a distance between these two people. Even if you like live with this person, it still feels like there's like this separation on an emotional level. The Fool in reverse is an interesting energy, because it feels like in this specific reading, because it feels like this new beginning, it isn't like, I'm looking at this time card, and it's like it's not time for this connection. Is exactly where it needs to be right now for both people. I don't necessarily know, again, what that means for the future, but I do feel like this connection is exactly where it needs to be for both people, for whatever you guys are dealing with in your life. Pisces side of the connection to this person. I want to get more on that, though. I want to know exactly what that means. Like divine timing feels like it's very much at play here. Pisces side of this connection, please. This is kind of interesting. Okay, so Page of Swords and Page of Cups. The reason I think it's interesting is it feels like it's like the communication in between these two people. I don't even know if it's lacking, but it's not like very emotionally deep. It feels very surface level. And I'm not necessarily saying that's how you want it to be, because I feel like it feels like you want deeper communication or assurance or something like that. Like it feels like you're like just the way these are coming out, because you have the Page of Swords and Page of Cups. Obviously, you're the water sign here, but just the way that these are side by side, it kind of feels like you're giving this person a sword, something very useful, very, um, you know, whatever. And this person like has a fish and is like, here's a fish. And you're like, what the hell am I supposed to do with fish? Sure, I can eat it, I guess. Like, I don't know. It just feels like it's like you're giving this person a lot and they're giving you. And it's not that they're not trying. It just feels like they're not really giving you what it is you need. That's what I'm getting here. And this fish is kind of funny. Because you're like, it's like you were like, let's get each other weapons or something. And you're like, okay, here's your sword. And this person's like, here's your fish. And you're like, what the hell? I don't know. Like it feels like again, it's not that they don't try. I just feel like they totally miss, like I don't know, I don't know if they miss the point or what. It feels like it's very, and maybe this person doesn't know how to get deep. Maybe they don't have the tools yet to be able to give you a sword, right? And the fish is the best they can do. Pisces side of this connection, if that makes sense. Interesting analogy there. Pisces side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. The Empress with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like there is a teensy tiny bit, Pisces, of you feeling a little taken for granted in a way. Because I feel like you do a lot for this person. And I feel like I don't feel like it's repaid. Again, it goes back to the like swordfish thing. Like it's like, I don't know, you show up with like your whole self, and this person just kind of feels like I don't want to say they provide you with the bare minimum, because again, it doesn't feel like this person isn't trying. It just feels like I don't know, like they're not able to meet you there all the way. Like it feels like a lack of emotional maturity is what it feels like in the end. And that doesn't mean they're not going to be capable of it ever, right? I mean, they are going through kind of this transformation phase. Pisces side of the connection. But maybe that's why, like with this protection card, maybe you're being protected from this person's energy right now. Maybe that's why there's this distance. Is because while they're doing that, they're going through some sort of transformation, like they're not able to give you what it is that you need. The best they can do is a fish, right? And you're needing a sword. I hope that analogy is making sense. Pisces side of this connection. Wow, that's a lot of people that just showed up. King of Wands in reverse, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse. I want more on this because this feels like Pisces, I feel like you are giving your energy away like free candy. In some way, because that's a lot of people in your energy. And then there's the Emperor with the Page of Cups in reverse. There's that dang fish again. And then there you are. So give me just a second. Because this feels like this person. I mean, you already showed up as the Empress, so the Emperor, right? And you have this Page of Cups in reverse. There's that fish again, that emotional immaturity. It's like this person's emotional immaturity. You have you. Oh, these are all you. It's almost like, because then you have air sign, like this is all the signs, right? Fire sign, earth signs, air signs, and then obviously you being a water sign. It feels like you are having to assume many different roles in this. Like maybe you're having to be the one who's mentally strong, who's providing on a financial level, or just creating stability within the home or within the connection. You're having to be the one to initiate things. You're having to be the one who's level-headed emotionally. It just kind of feels like there's this level of you having to like assume many different roles. Because it feels like this person isn't able to because of this emotional immaturity. So you're having to like, I feel Pisces like you are borderline taking care of this person. Now, that's okay. Sometimes we, people need us to take care of them, and sometimes we need to be, we need people to take care of us, but you want to make sure, like I said earlier, that there's a balance, right? That there's a reciprocation. Interesting. Okay. Let's get this person's energy towards you, Pisces. I'm interested here. What does Pisces need to know about this person's energy toward them? This person's energy toward Pisces. There's the Fool in reverse. The Nine of Wands in reverse with the Two of Wands. This person seems to be dealing with a lot. I mean, that Nine of Wands in reverse, like a lot of obstacles. Yeah, because then you have the Six of Swords in reverse on the back of the deck. It's like they're very stuck. This person feels very stuck, and I feel like they're dealing with a lot here with the Nine of Wands in reverse. And I feel like maybe that's why, and this feels like outside of you. Like they're dealing with a lot outside of this connection, which is why they're not able to give this necessarily the attention that it needs. Now, you want to make sure that that's not something that happens all the time, right? Like you don't want someone to just give you attention or give you what you need in the connection just when they're not busy, right? We're all busy. This person's energy toward Pisces. But everyone deserves a little grace. There's the Ace of Wands. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. They're not very stable right now. I don't know if that's like financially or just like in general. Like I just get this general sense of like being a little bit all over the place. And I feel like you're kind of this person's rock in a way. Because this Ace of Wands to me, it feels like this doesn't feel like a lack of this person trying. That's ultimately what's coming through here. It doesn't necessarily feel like this person isn't trying to be better or trying to get, I don't know if it's like back on their feet or something or what. But they are dealing with, it's like they're really busy, but they never really seem to get anywhere. It's interesting. This person's energy toward Pisces. And maybe they're just in a building phase or something. I don't know. I want more of this. There's the King of Wands. I mean, this person's stressed out. King of Wands with the Nine of Swords. This person is uber stressed right now. And I feel like that's where the majority of the conflict in this connection stems from. But it's like they're not, I don't necessarily know if they're stressed about this. It's like they're stressed about other things. And then that gets taken out on you, which isn't fair. But we've all been there, right? We've all done that at some point. So it feels like, and you could be dealing with fire sign, but we've seen every single sign. So you definitely don't have to be. I mean, because yeah, we also have this Pentacles here, which could be an earth sign. So whatever, you know who you're dealing with. It's like this person's stress about other aspects of their life somehow creates conflict between the two of you. Which is maybe why you're picking up the slack so much in this connection, wearing so many different hats and playing so many different roles, is because you're trying to help alleviate this person's stress. But you want to make sure you're not going too far with it, right? This person's energy toward Pisces. This person is freaking struggling right now. I want more on this Hangman in reverse, because it's like they... Like... How do I put that into words? And the Hierophant in reverse and the Lovers. Because it's like they feel the same way about you that you feel about them, but it's like they're so caught up in other things that they don't know how to like just let things like this person's really high strung, or like really intense, or like uptight or something, and it almost feels like that gets in the way of this love, this soulmate kind of connection that exists here. So this person's really intense. Like they have this really intense energy. In a way. And I feel like that's very like hard for you, because I don't know, Pisces, if you're that intense or what. Maybe you are. Maybe you match that, but I don't feel that way. I feel like you're a little bit more like laid back, go with the flow. This person's energy to Pisces. Oof. I like the way this came out. Oh, one still flipped over. Three of Wands, and there's that Emperor again. See, this person's very outside of their comfort zone with this connection. There it is. There's the Page of Cups, right? There's that fish. I'm glad it's a fish in these cards too. And then there's the Queen of Cups. So if this person seems like they're emotionally immature, it's because they are. And this connection pushes them outside of their comfort zone and makes them tap into a higher level of emotional maturity, I feel like. And I feel like that's why, I don't know if they come off as like intense or like, it feels like this connection pushes them out of their realm of comfort on an emotional level. It's because they have strong feelings for you. It's like their feelings are so intense that they don't know how to handle them. This person's energy to Pisces, please. This person's energy to Pisces, please. This person just kind of feels like it's kind of cute. It just kind of feels like and I don't mean it's cute that they, take you for granted and, are emotionally immature, but it's like I think of like a child learning to walk, right? They stumble, they fall. And it just feels like this person, like if you look at them as a child, like they really are trying. Even if they're a grown-ass adult, right? They really are trying. It just, they don't know how. Okay, this person's energy to Pisces, please. I feel like they want the same things that you do in the end. The Six of Wands with the Moon in reverse. But they have a lot of fear about, I don't necessarily know if it's the future or settling down or opening up, being vulnerable, whatever the case is. But that's definitely that definitely gets in the way. That definitely gets in the way of this connection. But it's like their feelings for you are intense. I feel them. But at the same time, like it's almost like because they're so intense, that's why maybe they, have a tendency to come off as a little bit like, I don't know, like defensive, or I don't know. You know them better than I do. All right, Pisces, we're going to hop in between this connection and look at the truth of it. You have time with air. I'm going to pull 9 different messages here, and then I have an advice card to pull at the end. Thank you so much, Pisces, as always, for your support of my channel. It means the absolute world to me. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. Bye, Pisces.